Hey good lookins, what's cookins? We're back at Iris Academy for Witches and Wizards for our first week of study, our first week of classes. Now last time Professor Glabner, we didn't make a good first impression with him, but hopefully we can impress him now by showing how awesome we are at the classes we're doing. You guys suggested, most of you suggested that I do one of everything to see what they're like, and that makes perfect sense, so I'll do that. We'll definitely do green, because that's life and animals, blue for illusions, and white for dreams. So those three are definites, and a lot of you asked to see red because you think I'd be quite good at fire magic, apparently. Probably won't do black magic, I don't think that's my thing. It's a bit creepy, so instead of that we'll go to the gym, I think. So that is our schedule for the first week at Iris Academy. We are going to be doing some blue magic, some green magic, some white magic, which are probably going to be my three favourite schools of magic, and then we'll see what red magic's like, and we'll also do a bit of gym. Let's go! Blue magic class. Uh-oh, this is one of his classes. But I've forgotten the voices. I'll try. Hold on. Mill about all you like, it's your own time you're wasting. I have no objections to failing the lot of you at the next exam. A flurry of robes as students scramble for seats. Here you will be learning the subtle art of blue magic, at least some of you will. I thoroughly expect this subject to go over some of your heads. Blue is the color of change, that is, altering what is already there, not creating, not destroying. It is commonly used in conjunction with other magical styles in order to perform alchemic transmutations and other alterations of essence. Blue magic can also be used to change the effects of an existing spell, to cast or dispel illusions, or to change locations without movement for intervening space. For a skilled blue magician... Why is he a vampire? For a skilled blue magician, reality is fluid. All things can be changed, yet few minds are capable of grasping the true range of possibilities. We'll see what you're worth. Success! I gained 1 blue magic skill and 1 stress. I returned to my room to flop on my bed. Ellen's already here, sitting at her desk. Hi Zoe, what did you think of class today? Isn't it exciting? It's okay, I guess. It's not really what I expected. I thought we'd be waving wands and reading old scrolls. Sounds like it'll take a while before we can do anything big, but I guess that's why we have school. I like it better this way. Starting off with the theory behind the magic, it makes it into something real, something I can use instead of just a dream. I spent my whole life dreaming about something like this happening to me. I wondered if that's what makes a wild seed talent, wanting it so badly. No, I didn't really think much about magic growing up. Saw it in the movies, looked like fun, wasn't really something that mattered to me. I'm not super smart or creative. I haven't liked fairies since I was 8. I never wanted to be a goth. I was totally surprised when I found out I could be a witch. I guess my theory was wrong. I couldn't think of any other reason this would happen to someone like me. Well, it's random, right? Wild means we got lucky. But even when it's supposed to be random, usually some people are more likely to get picked than others. I stretch out on the bed, enjoying the feeling of having my feet free from the shoes, and stare up at the ceiling. Anyway, it can't only happen to people who really, really want it, or we wouldn't have to make the choice. That's true, but what sort of person would say no to it? I don't know. It's not a very interesting ceiling now that I look at it. I suppose most ceilings aren't very interesting, but I never spent much time staring up at mine at home. After school I'd be playing games or hanging out with friends or doing homework or watching television. I didn't go to bed until I was ready to sleep. Should we decorate the ceiling? Or the ceiling? It's so boring. We could paint it like a sky with clouds, or maybe cover it with stars and make them glow, or put posters up there or something. I don't want something over my head while I'm sleeping. What if it fell down? I guess you'd wake up with a poster on your face. I don't know, it's just an idea. Well, if you wanted to cover the whole ceiling, you should probably ask Virginia what she thinks. It's her room too. What about what you think, Ellen? Well, I don't want something that will fall or make a mess. If you try to paint the ceiling, it might drip all over everything. But if you learn enough blue magic, you might be able to use that to decorate with illusions. That's a really good idea. Thanks. What would you want to make it look like?
Something
Interesting. Well, if you're making it with an illusion, you can make it look like anything, so it'd be fun to see just how crazy we could get. Swirling clouds, lightning, dragons flying around, ripples and sparks. How would we sleep with all that overhead, though? We could turn it off at night. Oh, well, sorry, but I think that idea is just a little bit silly. Well, maybe I can think of something else. I mean, there's no rush. The school year's only just beginning. Tuesday, Green Magic class. When I arrive at the classroom, I find Professor Potsdam standing by the chalkboard.
Hello, my little seedlings. Please, take your seats, Today you're going to learn about green magic, the magic of life. This is a very important skill for any witch or wizard to have, especially when you get to be a certain age. Your body is a garden to be cared for, and with proper tending, it could last you for centuries. Slowly, carefully, you must encourage your subjects to grow in the direction you prefer. Be patient, and the rose vines will lose their thorns and twine around you.
One of the students makes a scoffing noise. If it can heal, it can kill. That's my voice for him. If it can heal, it can kill. What happens if you force something to grow the wrong way quickly?
Well, why would you want to do that?
It's turning into a bit of Ellen. That's fine. Because you don't like the life in front of you.
Well, if that's your plan, I can look forward to working with you for a very long time.
Life has its own flow. You can change it, but the harder you push, the more energy you'll need. To cause a great change in an instant takes immense power. So you'd better get started. Success! 1 green magic, 1 stress. White magic class on the Wednesday. When I arrive at the classroom, Professor Potsdam is by the chalkboard again.
Good morning, Starshines. You'll need to sit down before we start, but take your time, relax and get comfortable. It's very important when working with this particular style of magic.
Taking her at her word, I yawn and stretch before I settle into my seat.
To some people, white is the absence of colour, a blank canvas, and in the non-magical world, white is a complete spectrum, all colours combined into one. In some ways, you could think of white magic as either of these things. White magic is the tool you use to access the spiritual realm.
Ghosts, dreams, creatures from other planes, the thoughts of those around you. With white magic, you can experience and communicate with things that are normally hidden. There is one thing I need to warn you about, though. Some people have tried to use white magic to control minds and spirits, instead of asking for their aid. Don't do it. You will regret it.
Now, shall we go on with the lesson?
What sort of warning is that? Does she mean that it won't work, or that we'll be expelled or arrested? Our brains will melt? What? Maybe she'll tell us more later. Success! 2 white magic skill, 2 stress. Red magic class. Let's see what this is about. Uh-oh, it's one of Professor Gravener's classes. Get to your seats and hurry up and no chatter, he's still a vampire. In this class, carelessness might cost you your fingers. He wouldn't really cut our students' fingers, would he? Here you will be learning the seductive art of red magic, the evocation and control of energy. With this power you might summon a breeze, light a fire, or call a distant object to hand. I don't know what voice I'm doing. I say that it is seductive not because of the power itself, but because simple minds prefer simple solutions. Blast your enemies with lightning, tear buildings apart with earthquakes, let the world around you burn. Fall victim to such vulgar fantasies and you leave yourself vulnerable to those capable of creative thought. There are many approaches that direct force cannot defend against. He snaps his fingers into the air. One inattentive moment, and you lose control of the forces you have summoned. After that you will only be remembered as an unpleasant stain. He rubs his hands together and gives a nasty smile. And now for the lesson. Please tell me what voice you'd prefer for Professor Gravener, that voice or normal Snape voice. There don't seem to be any teachers assigned to the gym, just a bunch of equipment that anyone can use. I see several large rubber balls. If I can organise some people together, maybe we can play prison ball. I need to see who they are before I can make a voice for this. Oh well, hello there. I turn to see who's speaking. Who or what is that? I could use a vampire voice for him. He's dressed like a student, but I'm sure I didn't see him at orientation. I would have noticed. I'll just pretend everything's normal. That's fine. He can have wings. Hello? Determined to be polite, I hold out my hand for him to shake. He takes hold of it, but then he bows over it instead. My name is Damien. And you are? Zoey. I don't remember seeing you at orientation. That's because I'm not a freshman. Oh, that makes sense. Don't worry, you're not expected to recognize all the upperclassmen on site yet. That's next week. I'm not sure if he's teasing me or not, but I'd rather just let it go over my head and be done with it. He sighs. I suppose it was too much for me to hope for. What is? No, it's alright, I understand. You've already heard the rumours. What rumours? About me. They say I'm cursed, doomed to be evil, all because of what I look like. I can't help the way I was born. But now girls like you won't even talk to me. You hate me on sight. That's not it. Seems like no matter what I do, I make things worse. I've just never seen anyone like you before, so I didn't want to stare. I don't know anything about you. I'm new at all this. You mean you're a wild seed? Don't worry, I won't hold it against you. That wouldn't be very fair of me, would it? No, I guess not. Is it really a problem being wild? My roommate says it doesn't matter, but somebody else was mean about it. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to mention the professor by name. I don't want to sound like I'm accusing him. It's always the way of the world. People can be cruel to others who are different. Well, I'm an upperclassman, so if anyone gives you trouble about it, just let me know. I'll scare them off for you. Thanks, I think. You'd better get on with your physical training. You'll need your strength next week. What happens next week? You'll find out. Mwah! Mwah! I'm not evil. He winks at me and walks off to the sports equipment office. What a strange boy! His moods seem to change so quickly, or do I only think that because he looks strange? He looks unusual, certainly, but not ugly. Not at all. Taking gym. Success! One strong point, one stress. In the late afternoon, I'm sitting on my bed with a magazine when I hear a groan. Ugh. She drops her notebook on the floor, causing it to shed a couple of loose pages. What's the matter? Nothing, just school. She falls backwards onto the bed and kicks off her shoes, letting them arc off in different directions. I hate school, sitting still, taking notes, listening to lectures about things I know already or never need to know anyway. Blech. Well, you don't have to go to class every day. You're taking it easy today, eh? No, I was doing gym. Same difference. Anyway, it's different for you. If I goof off, my brothers will catch me. Not that I care what Donald thinks. But William is different? He's a good guy, he's always looked out for me. Sorry if I'm messing up the voice, I can't remember how I did her before. Anyway, where are you guys from anyway? Massachusetts. I can't pronounce, is that right? Massachusetts. Salem? No, Springfield. But were there really witches in Salem? Sure, there still are, but I know what you mean. A lot of magical people are really connected to their homes. We tend to build a tower and defend it. If things go wrong at home, you fix them. Not so keen on moving. When times were bad for witches and wizards in Europe, they just hid better. They didn't go to America with the early colonies, not in big settlements anyway. And no wizards from Africa went there at all. So the only proper magical people around were the natives, and by the time of Salem, they didn't want much to do with the colonists. Then a couple of kids came out wild seed, and there wasn't anybody to control them. So the witches they hanged were real? No, it was only those kids who were witches, but they didn't know it. When they started doing real magic, they were just as scared as the village people. So they blamed other people when the preachers told them to, and it was the other people who got hanged. Hard luck on them. Anyway, we're schools now, so that sort of thing doesn't happen. I guess it's important to go to school, huh? Yeah. I'm awakened early on Saturday morning by a tap at the door, followed by a faint hissing sound. What's going on? I stumble out of bed to find that 3 envelopes have been pushed under the door to our room, each marked with one of our names. Hey, money's here! Each envelope contains $5, the weekly spending allowance for Iris Academy students. If it's our money, why can't they just give it to us all at once? I guess they don't trust us not to spend it all at once and then run out and complain.
Well, that would just teach people to plan ahead.
This way still teaches people to plan ahead. If you want to buy anything really cool, you gotta save up. But you're missing the important part. It's Saturday, so that means a trip to the mall. I didn't think you were a shopaholic. I'm not, but it's great to get out and look at something other than school for a while, innit? Also, they have ice cream and penny candy and really big cinnamon cookies and...
We get the idea, Virginia.
Since I've been there before, I can show you guys around.
But what about studying?
You have plenty of time for that during the week, right, Zoey? We can go to the mall, or we can stay at school. Let's check out the mall. Sure, I'd love to go to the mall with you.
Great, Ellen. Well, if Zoe's going, sure, but you ought to have a good breakfast before you look at ice cream.
You're not my real mum. Students are lining up outside the school, waiting for a free seat in one of the shuttle vans that travel between here and the local shopping centre. Come on, we can ride together. Wait a minute. What is it? We're still in uniform? So?
Won't people stare at us all wearing capes?
Nah. Just act natural, it's no big deal. But it's nowhere near Halloween. Since the teachers aren't saying anything, I suppose this is what we're supposed to do. The mall is not very large or very crowded, at least where I'm standing. Witches and wizards easily outnumber shoppers in ordinary clothes, but no one reacts to the sight. I guess if students come here all the time, they get used to it. Okay, this place does coffee and pastries, so fresh fruit and one that does baked potatoes. There's a gift shop, there's a cafe. Are all these stores magical? Nah, there's only one magic shop here, they sell wands and stuff. I'm gonna get a chocolate croissant. What about you? Oh gosh, we're going to the games arcade. There are only a few old-style video games with joysticks and buttons here. Most of the arcade's filled with racing games, dance pads, claw grabbers, things that give out tickets for prizes, and a surprisingly large collection of pinball machines. Oh my gosh, shall we play dance games? I work up a sweat jumping and tapping to the latest hits. This is more fun than gym class. Strength increased by 1. On Sunday morning, I sleep in. There aren't any school activities today that I know of, and I haven't made plans with anyone, so there's nothing else to do. Which just makes me realise I miss my family. I'm not used to being completely out of contact like this. There aren't even any phones in the dorms, so I can't call home. Dad promised he and Mum would write, but I haven't received anything. Maybe they were too busy on the first day, or the mail's been slow. I'm sure I'll hear from them soon. No phones, no computers, no television. Doesn't matter much during the week when I'm busy with classes, but on a day like today, it leaves me feeling restless. I think I'll go outside. It's a beautiful campus. I'm careful to stop when I want to admire something rather than keep walking and risk another collision. But while the flowers and paved walkways are nice, what I'm really looking for is something a little more open. I follow the paths away from the main buildings towards grassy fields. We could play games out here if we borrowed some balls from the gym. I wonder if Virginia was serious about starting a sports team. Hey, I think I see her up ahead. She's talking to someone I don't know. I hurried catch up. I can't... What voice for a fairy?
Mostly girls again in this year, isn't it?
Yeah, both my roommates are. I paused in mid-step. What is she talking about? Me and Ellen?
That could be a problem eventually.
Ellen and I both had wild magic. Is that the problem? Well, maybe more of us should drop out.
The other way would be more fun.
Maybe for you it would. The winged girl laughs. What on earth are they talking about? This is silly. Spies never hear anything nice. I have no idea what they're discussing and I shouldn't try to figure it out. I'll only come up with crazy stuff. I'm just gonna walk away. At the end of the week, I get the chance to organise my thoughts and my belongings, as well as review the spells I've learned so far. So there we go. We had blue magic class, green magic class, white magic class, red magic class, gym. We met Damien, talked about the witches of Salem, went to the mall, and then Sunday honestly wasn't a great day. But the rest of the week was cool. We don't have anything in our inventory. So that's our first week done. Let me know what you want me to go to in the second week. Thanks for watching. You're awesome. Bye!